Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? You're very chatty. We are here over here right now, ready to start our next panel here. We're going to talk about making e-government accessible for people with disabilities. My name is Jakob Rosin. I am happy to chair the panel today. Hope everybody is feeling comfortable and happy here, and people at home viewing us remotely. For a brief description, I am a 29 years old white male. I have brown hair. I'm about 180 centimeters tall, and I like hamburgers, which shows when I stand up. My background is in accessibility and advocacy. I am totally blind, and I really like to talk up when I spot issues in accessibility. I work as an accessibility consultant, but I also work as a president of Estonian Blind Union and a member of board in European Blind Union. So lots of disability advocacy. The fact that we are talking about e-government today, however, is incredible. I come from Estonia, and Estonia, we have had a fantastic digital government or e-government framework for the past 20 years. And I would love to take a few minutes to just share with you what it is like to have an e-government for a person with a disability who's blind. So I'm just going to pick a few small examples out of the whole herd of services the e-government offers to citizens and people with disabilities alike. The main idea is that digitalization of government services brings people closer because it enables people who are unable to independently apply for services, fill in papers, get to know with different services or sign documents. If we make those services digital and accessible, suddenly a lot of our citizens will be able to do that. So, for example, Estonia very heavily uses digital signatures. And how we do this, basically, every Estonian has a digital identity. We're able to sign into services, log into, for example, online banking or government services as a citizen, but we're also able to sign documents with my plastic ID card, which I can connect to my computer or on my phone. And as a blind person, it's incredible, because that means I'm able to read through a document, sign it, verify that I signed it correctly with a digital signatures, and send it off to, let's say, my colleagues, get back the document with their signatures, verify those are correct, and then do whatever I need to do with it. With a visual signature, as a lot of other countries are used to, I wouldn't be able to do that. In fact, I always struggle with this. I am asked to digitally sign a document and send it away internationally, and by habit, I do it the Estonian way, which in the eyes of the law, by the way, is equal to your physical signature, which you write on your paper. And I would send my digital signature away, and everybody else gets really confused. Like, what did you do? We cannot see any signatures here. But those are invisible, secure signatures. However, they are accessible to me. So this enables to do a lot of things, and I'm not, again, constrained by issues regarding my location. I had a very big aha or wow moment. I was at another international conference, and our blind union had to do a notarial deal. And it usually requires you to go to the office of the notarial organization or visit your lawyer physically and sign papers. There was a coffee break. I opened up my laptop. We had a video call. We did a digital signing. And within 20 minutes, we were able to carry on with our conference. So this is truly wonderful. The third example I would want to highlight is voting. So being able to vote independently and access to elections and election accessibility is crucial, but being able to independently vote electronically is really important, and the digital government framework makes it possible, again, to vote using your computer, using your digital identity wherever you have internet connection. So the process of casting your vote in the case of Estonia is quite accessible, and thus enables people with disabilities to independently cast their votes. We're doing lots of other cool things in Estonia. We are creating right now a chatbot, so you can talk to your government services, such as we do with our digital assistants. So that's very interesting. However, where Estonia is lacking a bit, or where we are in the beginning of our journey, is creating benefits with our e-government and digital government to the social system. We still need to fill out a lot of forms. We still need to do a lot of bureaucracy as people with disabilities. We need to do it every few years. I will be cited in a year in the eyes of the law, right? Because my disability status expires, and then I will need to do another set of assessments and fill in papers. It doesn't sound like a very modern solution. So that's why we're here today. We are here to hear about two very great examples, one from Azerbaijan and another from Ukraine, of whom both have made fantastical advancements in harnessing e-government's power in making social sector much more accessible and prominent. So I'm happy to introduce a gentleman on my right. So we will now hear from Ulvi. How do you pronounce your name? Ulvi. Ulvi, okay. Ulvi, who's a deputy head of Disability Policy Department of Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of Population of Azerbaijan. Ulvi, please take it away and tell us what have you done in Azerbaijan.
Dear Zara project team, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for inviting me to this conference and for giving me the opportunity to share with you the reforms of our country. I'd like to introduce myself. I am Ulvi Huseinov, as dear Jacob mentioned, the Deputy Head of Disability Policy Department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of Population of the Republic of Azerbaijan. The Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of Population is a central executive authority responsible for the state policy in labor resources, occupational safety and health, use of labor resources, employment, demographics, foster care and adoption, state compulsory insurance and unemployment insurance, social, medical examination of disability, rehabilitation of persons with disabilities, and etc. I would like to present our presentation. Okay. Currently, 146 out of 159 services provided by the Ministry to citizens are implemented in electronic form, 56 of which are proactive. Since 2019, the Ministry has implemented the reverse system for receiving a disability benefit or disability pension that eliminates the need for individuals to submit the documentation or gather paperwork by automatically verifying eligibility and assigning the relevant benefits. This new system was developed using the latest technologies and integrated database from many government stakeholders, as well as the Ministry's centralized electronic information system, which guarantees sharing and use of information and fosters cooperation between state entities. This system pulls information approximately more than 80 stakeholders, calculates and wires them on due. I mean, it should be noted that Azerbaijan is the first country in the region to have implemented on such a large scale the assignment of disability benefits or disability pension on the basis of proactive approach. Before the implementation of proactive assignment mechanism. In the traditional practice of assigning disability benefits and disability pensions, persons with disabilities had to gather a number of documents from many government agencies, approximately 7 or 8 documents they had to collect. But as you know, this was very tedious and time-consuming process. After proactive assignment mechanism, the lengthy and pointless procedures for receiving disability benefit, disability pension have been eliminated by a new proactive mechanism. So, following determination of a person's disabilities, the system automatically verifies eligibility and assigns the relevant benefit without the submission of any documentation anywhere. When a person with disability is recognized as being eligible for relevant benefit or pension, the system assigns benefits right away and notifies the person by SMS. There are some advantages of new proactive mechanism. The main advantages of this proactive mechanism are enhancing transparency and accessibility of government services provided to citizens, resulting in a more effective and citizen-centric approach to service delivery. And there are other advantages of this mechanism. I would like to list some of them. As you see in our presentation, lowering bureaucracy, enhancing transparency, prevention of privatization and delays, raising awareness of rights, minimization of time and cost expenditures, and eliminates the literacy level between the pupil and etc. I would like to say some statistics about our results. Since the implementation of the proactive mechanism, in total over 46,800 persons with disabilities have benefited from this system between 2020 and 2023. The proactive assignment of war veterans' pensions reached their highest indicator per day, amounting 25,400 approximately. And approximately 900 proactive assignments every day on average between January 2019 and May 2023. You know, the topic is very huge and we don't have much time. That's why I cannot give a detailed information. That's all. Thanks for your attention.
Incredible. Such great set of tools. Thank you, Ulvi, for that. We now go to Ukraine, and to the left of me is sitting Nazar Danashishyn. He's the Deputy Minister of Social Policy in Ukraine. And we're going to hear about the unified information system of the social sphere in Ukraine, how Ukraine brings disability and social services to people through, I hear, a mobile application, among other things. So, Nazar, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jakob. Can I ask to turn on presentation? Thank you. So just to describe my appearance, I'm a white male. Today is my birthday. I'm 36.
So congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. I'm wearing an eyeglasses and I'm a Deputy Minister of Social Policy of Ukraine. So it's very easy to give an orders when you're Deputy Minister and ask, please write me and combine me a presentation with that and with this. But we actually sit with my team at the table, and because I wanted to tell that Ukraine perform a comprehensive disability reform. So we are trying to implement ICF attitude to defining disability. We are trying to reinvent labor market because only 26% with disabilities are on a labor market, are included in a labor market as today. We are, we've got a big challenge. And it's needless to say what it is unjust Russian war. But still, we Ukrainians used to convert disadvantages into advantages. And digital transformation of social sphere at all, it is one of that. So I would like to present, it's very old, very hard to pronounce, unified informational system of the social sphere. So let me call it just the system or system. The idea of system is very common. So it's a back office of all that Ministry of Social Policy is doing. So its primary function are to gather, organize, automate routine, and ensure smooth communication between all the stakeholders inside. I don't want to give technical details. Maybe we'll discuss them later. But still, it's very easy because it looks like a thin, client. It's a small computer that is standing in welfare offices, and every worker of this office can access through a browser-based interface to that system. But however, it sounds very easy. It's very complicated because it has got a lot of subsystems inside. The system combined the unified social register, which is register that is made up of 16 registers. That's the list of all the persons that ever has got benefited or social support from the government. And all around this unified social register, a bunch of subsystems are built. This is a system about children support, this is a system about electronic case management, this is administrative system, help desk, even system about humanitarian help, how we detailed whatever is going into Ukraine and out of Ukraine as humanitarian help. It's also a subsystem of exchanges and other online information. I just want to switch a few slides because there's no time at all to describe all benefits of the digitalization, but still, at October 2022, we've got only one benefit that was adopted by this digital system. So we provided only one benefit. At September 2023, we provided already 6 benefits, included benefits for persons disabled since childhood and children with disability, and the assistance for children with severe diseases. Currently, more than 600,000 persons receive these social benefits, so their availability through the DIA. DIA is the next invention that we are proud of. It's an app inside your phone. It's very alike in Estonia, but we've got an app itself. So through DIA, via your smartphone, you can access already few benefits, but still there would be more. just to describe you the utility matter, utilization of this DIA mechanism or electronic or digital system mechanism. You have heard that after Kakhovka Dam was blown up by invaders, almost 20,000 people were in need of benefits, of social support. So if not DIA, if not digital instruments, we would never be able to get to them because they were evacuated very spreadly all over the Ukraine. And as a government, we even didn't know where they have went or where they have been displaced. Another case is you can apply to few benefits of social supports program, but like it was earlier, you needed to go to welfare office to apply a whole of bunch of paper to gather all your certificates and whatever. Now it's all gathered in one system in a digital form. So we are saying that that is no person who needs to run. That is information that needs to run, that is algorithm that needs to work, not a bureaucrat. That's our attitude, and we're trying to compile it all in one system. So just to be very short, I want to say that we are proud that the part of our system would be an analytical system. It already helps us with internally displaced persons, because we know, actually I can right now open and see how many internally displaced people, at what region and what categories of them are. I can also see whatever our kids from institutions are evacuated. I can also see where and how humanitarian aid is distributed. And it's very helpful for forming policy and for delivering all the social support. And one of the biggest challenges is switching a philosophy of, we call it centralized data bank on disability issues, but still it's a very late attitude. We want to build a new social support for people with disabilities on a case management system that would provide us the track of how these persons went from healthcare through the social support, and how we can either support them with means of rehabilitation or turning them back to functionality or getting them to labor market. It's very hard to describe in few minutes the whole list of possibilities that digital transformation provide us with. But we are proud that we already advanced, and we already tried a lot of things that we can benefit out from digitalization. So we are open to discuss, and whoever wants to teach from us on our mistakes, so please let us know. We'll be able to discuss and help. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nazar, for that presentation and for the work you do. We have some time here now for a little discussion, and I'm going to start with Ulvi, and I have a question. So when we're bringing people with disabilities into digital services and digital government, we end up dealing with a lot of delicate and personal information concerning people's health, their well-being, their skills, their ability to be independent, etc. And when sharing those details to apply automatically for services and benefits between different agencies, how do you retain the people's privacy so that information wouldn't be leaked, or that relevant organizations would be able to view only the information they need? How do you work around the privacy issues?
Thank you, Jacob, for this very excellent and important question. Of course, necessary measures are taken in this regards. I would list some of them. All the information systems of the state institutions are placed in government cloud, which meets all requirements of international security standards, the first one. The second, information systems are under the control of relevant government agency and are regularly monitored. And data integration between state agencies are carried out on the basis of a formal pre-agreed documentation procedures and international security servers acting as a hub. The security of personal information are protected by new generation mechanisms that meet all the requirements of local legislation and international security standards. And individual accesses to information considered confidential are performed and logged through electronic signatures. I mean, these measures are quite big measures to ensure the security of information.
Thank you. Nazar, you touched this topic in your presentation as well, regarding the ongoing war in Ukraine, which puts a lot of people in very diverse sets of situations and in unexpected situations. Could you please, talk about a little bit about how digitalization and the ability to communicate digitally with your government, how has it worked out during the war? How has it affected people? Are people able to still maintain their connection with the government?
Thank you, Jakub, for your questions. It's very sensitive, but still. So before the full invasion, we've already started to implement our digital mechanisms. And actually, those mechanisms helped us a lot because, for example, on occupied territory, all the paperwork were lost. So as a government, if not having a digital centralized system, we would have no access to information about even our citizens that would need some support or who are and where are residing. So that already gave us a big hand. So another way to connect with people is we've got this DIA application. It almost on everyone's phone. So 52% of Ukrainians are using this application. So in case we need to get to them with some services, it's a way to do that. We are also diversifying entry points. So we've got different government structures, pension fund, fund for people with disabilities, welfare offices. We are trying to, and actually administrative centers. So see already almost 5 points where how you can enter the system. And we are trying to use this centralized social system to give an access, like physical access, not only the digital one. That's how we're trying to get to our people in times of war. But still, this DIA application helped us also a lot with, for example, internally displaced persons, because if not this application, we wouldn't be able to get to them very quickly and to pay them benefits as shortly as we can.
Thank you so much. Ulvi, when I talk to people about digitalization, and people with disabilities especially are often very worried that the rapid expansion of digital tools and solutions will leave some people behind. People who do not have the relevant digital skills to use all different systems, or they are unable to afford the tools, computers, assistive technologies, smartphones. How have you designed your systems? How do you ensure that no people are left behind and everybody will be able to access the services no matter their skills or availabilities? How do you deal with the digital gap?
I got you asking about the literacy level of people, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, how the digital literacy, how the government ensures that people with low digital skills are able to also access the services.
Okay. Let's see what's the proactive mechanism. Considering that the proactive mechanism is provision the rights of persons without going to anywhere, without submission any documents to any state or government agencies, I mean the answer is clear. In fact, I think one of the biggest advantages of proactive mechanism is the convenience of people of any literacy level, because how I mentioned on my presentation, following the determination of persons' disabilities, the system automatically verifies eligibility and assigns relevant benefits without going to anywhere, without submission and documentation. That's why all processes are done by the system automatically instead of citizens. That's why I mean this new mechanism eliminates the literacy, the difference in literacy level between the people.
Thank you so much. Nazar, we have almost no time left, but very briefly, if you could say something, and now you can, because we have this great opportunity here, to other countries and other governments, what can they do? What could be their first step, either practical or change of their thinking? What could they do to enhance their social system, make it digital, make it as flexible as Ukraine's system is?
Thank you, Jacob. So I think that there are a lot of such systems in the world. So Azerbaijan, Ukraine, as you can see, they are familiar. They are very similar. So it's not very hard to get acquainted with all the systems that are in the world, not all, but the efficient one, and try to not invent, but still maybe use whatever was already developed. And so what I would advise, we've got our system, please contact us, and we would be very able to help you with digitalization, because it's very efficient, it's transparency, it helps you analyze and financially manage social system at all, to see whoever gets social support. It makes accessibility very easily accessible, and it's all about benefits. And if you are still very concerned about privacy, there are also solutions for that. So please don't be afraid of that and move forward, because time is going on and we need to move fast as Ukraine does. Thank you.
Indeed, time is going on, and that means our time here is up. However, Ulvi and Nazar will be available, so talk to them. Ulvi and Nazar, I thank you so much for your time and for sharing those details with us. I also thank everybody here in the United Nations building and who were watching us as well. We've been talking about e-government and its accessibility. I wish everybody a great day. Don't go far. In a few minutes, we're going to talk here about how to disseminate educational programs and technology. So exciting talks here continue. Have a good day. Thank you.